Thank you, Rick, and it's a great pleasure to be here. I appreciate the audience and certainly RPI for putting this event together. Just a little background as we continue to talk about international business and managing a brand across international boundaries. I had 5 years in the Army, which I left the service because I did not want to travel. I then went to Texas Instruments for 13 years, where I spent 7 years out of the country traveling through dozens of different countries throughout Asia and Europe. And following that, I've been with M&W now for 16 years. And we are a company of about 8,000 employees in 30 countries, of which I visit most of them within the past 5 years. So that traveling restriction definitely went by the boards, as my wife will certainly attest to. But when we look at working internationally, there's some things that are consistent with what we do in our domestic businesses and what any good business should do. And the first of that is understand what your up to is. We call our mission, our vision at M&W, we call that our up to. We want to be sure that we know, our employees know, what our business is, what our focus is, and we want to be sure our clients understand that also. So by setting an up to and writing it down and ensuring that it's understood throughout the company, we are able to establish that clarity of our vision, that declarative statement of which direction we're heading into, and then our mission, which is our 3 to 5 year plan of very discrete goals, and that's what we call our up to. When we look at what that means in our day-to-day business, it helps us focus our decision-making process. When we are faced with an issue, a decision, it's important to be able to push that decision up against what our up to is, and does it forward it? Does it advance our up to? Does it help us achieve our goals and our mission? And if it doesn't, then we don't do it. And so when we look at what that means to us in our company, it tells us who we are and what's important to us, and it tells our clients where we focus our business in relation to them. So when we talk about our clients, and especially when we start talking about international business, we want to be sure that we focus and stay close to our clients by understanding who they are, what they want, understanding their expectations, their needs, their demands, what their culture is, what their up to is. Then we're able to develop a business in a market, in an international market, understand who our clients are in that market, and understand who our suppliers and vendors and support capability will be in that market. So when we're looking at a B2B or a business-to-business environment, we want to be sure that we find a way to add value to our clients. One of the biggest challenges in the engineering, architecture, engineering, and construction business right now is clients that are trying to commoditize our business, that try to treat one firm as the same as another firm, as the same as any other firm. And so they try to get you to compete strictly on price. And as many of you know that are in the business community, if you have to compete on price all the time, all day, every day, it's a very challenging environment. And if you can find a way to differentiate your service or your product, then you can find a way to differentiate your cost and provide a value to your clients that are based on that cost. So when we look at what our clients are doing internationally, we have to be sure that we understand what their goals are, what their missions are, and how we can add value to them. And as we look internationally, it leads me to the final point, is we want to be culturally aware. And by culturally aware, we deal with different people in over 30 countries around the world, and we need to understand that they have a pretty good perception of what our culture is as Americans and what our interests are. But we need to let them know that we're interested in paying attention to what's important to them too. Understand their customs and courtesies. When we look at exchanging business cards in Asia, it's important to hold the business card in two hands, look the person in the eye, and hand them the card. And when they hand you their card, to do the same, to take it back from them with two hands and to look at it and not just throw it down on the table. So the world is beginning to get much smaller. We understand that, but we still never want to go into an environment where we're distracting the client, the vendor, our partners by doing something that's not polite to them. So if you focus on what you're up to, if you get close to your clients, and you understand what the cultural demands are where you go, your international business will be as successful as your domestic business.